Tomianos, and Irving Floating.
Now it's on.
Gourmet appetizers and more.
All right,
All
10
in the
seconds.
view of the South Bay. Please note this event is 21 and over. Ticket information and details are available at jazz88.org.
You're listening to the New Jazz Thing. My name is Vince Outlaw. Peter Sprague has got a new disc out. It's called Ocean in Your Eyes, and it features his own original compositions with vocals by Leonard Patton, Lisa Hightower, Matt Falker, and Leonard Patton. He also works with Gunnar Biggs on this one, Duncan Moore, and a little vocalese also in this. He's doing a CD release party with all of those folks, and maybe even more, coming up the 24th of June, Tuesday here on Jazz Live San Diego. And joining us in the studio this evening to chat about that is Peter Sprague, and he's joined by Kevyn Lettau. Peter and Kevyn, welcome to the New Jazz Thing.
Thank you for having us.
Hi there.
Yeah.
So it's great to have you back in the studio again. Both of you have been here before, and we love that. Really looking forward to the show coming up, and we're going to talk all about that. But let's start out with some music. So
Okay.
You're going to play something from the new disc, but you're going to do it live here.
We're going to do it live. This is a piece that Kevyn and I wrote together. It's a song called Giving It Up, and it's sort of a story about marching on and getting older as a jazz musician, and what do you do with your life. And one of the things that we think of is just appreciate what you have and give it all up.
Well, let's check it out. Peter
Don't
Sprague.
worry.
Yeah. Here it is.
Peter Sprague and Kevyn Lettau on the New Jazz Thing, Jazz 88.3.
Time with hands unkindly, she flits and flies like soldiers we comply. Not a worry of who she leaves behind. Her lightning tick-tock dog trot jive. Youth ignores the stop signs, creates her own rhyme within her supply. Budding beauty attracts the seeker's eye. The truth immutably defined. Fate has been kind. Lessons learned, no need to rewind. I sigh, I face my fear, embrace, enjoy the rolling ride. Time will never slow down. It's up to me to smile and acquiesce. Beauty is deeper than what the eye beholds. The soul is wiser than the mind. I'm giving it up, yeah. I've got to give it up, yes. I'm loving what's inside of me. I'm giving it all up to you. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'm giving it up, giving it up, giving it up. Yeah. soldiers we comply. Not a worry of who she keeps behind her lightning tick-tock dog trot jive. Youth ignores the stop signs, creates a road rhyme within her supply. Budding beauty attracts the seeker's eye. The soul is wiser than the mind. Fate has been kind. Lessons learned, no need to rewind. I sigh, I face my fear, embrace, enjoy the rolling ride. Time will never slow down. It's up to me to smile and acquiesce. Beauty is deeper than what the eye beholds. The soul is wiser than the mind. I'm giving it up, yeah. Don't you know I am giving it up, yeah. I'm loving what's inside of me. Giving it. I'm giving it up, yeah. Yeah, you know I am giving it up, giving it up, giving it up.
Jazz 88.3 and the new jazz thing. Music there from Peter Sprague and Kevyn Lettau, and the tune written by both of them, Giving It Up. From the new disc, Ocean in Your Eyes. That's a live version of that. Ocean in Your Eyes is the new Peter Sprague release, and he's going to be doing that and more coming up on Jazz Live San Diego, Tuesday, June 24th. So thanks for coming back and being here today. Peter, tell us a little bit about this Ocean in Your Eyes project. These are tunes both written long ago and new tunes, but now with lyrics to them.
Yes, so a bunch of these songs were, I'd say maybe half of these songs were pieces that I had written as instrumentals and had been playing over the years, and it was, then I had lyrics, either I did lyrics, there's a guy named Gary Schaefer, he's probably listening now, he's a real fan of KSDS, and he's probably listening, but he wrote lyrics to Chanting with Charles. Kevyn wrote some lyrics. A gal named Brandy Phillips is the gal that I work with who writes lyrics. So the idea was to have an all-vocal record, all originals, and in the record, you know, that last one we played is Brazilian, but a lot of the tunes are kind of straight-ahead jazz, and then one other aspect is that I wrote some vocal arrangements, and this is where you get 4 vocalists, and you write as if you're like writing for a big band. So there's all this harmony going on, and we got this guy named Matt Falker, and he has some singers that he works with from Los Angeles, and they came down and did a bunch of those pieces.
Yeah, we're going to feature a little bit of one of those in just a
Great,
second.
because that's a nice transition. Yeah.
Excellent. Well, then, so when you originally wrote some of the tunes that were written before, did you have any idea that they would work with lyrics, or were they just strictly instrumentals? And as you began to look at this project, that came to mind?
Yeah, well, some of them, the only reason that they are vocal tunes is because the vocalists are so good and can deal with a lot of weird notes, if that makes any sense.
Right,
In other
because
words,
they're instrumentals.
They're
right.
really instrumentals, like this
Right.
one, not Chanting with Charles, but Seattle Stomp. That has a zillion notes, it's fast, it's pretty, and all the singers, they've learned it, but it's a chore. So that's not a real built-in. I never thought that would have lyrics. So then other songs, some of them I wrote, and when I wrote them, like there's one that we play that is called Would You Like to Dance? That one, right when I wrote it, I thought, wow, this would be a nice one with lyrics. But, you know, we played it as an instrumental for a while until either I came up with lyrics or worked with somebody else on the lyrics.
So, Kevyn, the tune that we were just listening to there, Giving It Up, Now, was that a tune that was written prior, or was that a tune written for this
We
particular?
wrote it together. We actually said, let's get together and write a song.
Like they
And-
do in Nashville.
And Peter, you had part of it. You had a portion of it, and so it was really fun because we've never written like that before, where I had input on the melody too, and it was a fun process.
But you've written with Peter before?
I've written lyrics and we've written lyrics together. But actually, yeah, back in the day when we did You Said, we wrote the music, and Miracle of Love.
Yep, yep.
We did the whole process together.
So
yeah.
how long have you guys worked together?
Well,
Gosh, you know,
Kevin
it's-
probably knows exactly, but
I
it
bet-
was probably, I mean, I'm 58 and I was probably 20 when I met you, right? Or so 38
Yeah, my
years,
God,
somewhere
yeah,
like that.
Something like that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I was 17, I think, or 16,
Mhm.
because I'm 55. So yeah, that's about I mean, really like a long time,
Mhm.
long enough to have kids and grandkids. You know, it's like
Excellent. Well, the music is still good that you guys are making, so that's great. Well, let's do that. Let's feature a tune from the disc, and this there's a couple here, and I queued up Mudra.
Mudra?
Mudra.
Mucho, that's a good
And
one.
and so I queued that up, and we've got time to play a couple minutes of that. So this was, as you said, something that you had to write all the vocal parts
Yeah,
for. So
yes.
tell us about that process. Is that something that's
Well,
natural to you, or something that you have to really
takes
stretch?
a lot of work,
Mhm.
but it is something that I have. You know, I have some skills in arranging because I've done a lot of string quartet writing.
right,
and string
right.
quartet is 4 string players, and these vocal groups tend to be mainly 4 vocalists. So it's a similar process in that you come up with the same challenges of harmony and counterpoint, and all of those things go into place. So it wasn't super hard, but it does take time. You know, there's a lot of thinking about each measure and how will it work out.
So these are different. These kind of tunes, I would imagine, are very different than writing a tune where it's just kind of a straight lyric and a vocal. So
Well, not totally so. I
Really?
mean, you could take a regular vocal tune and then write a vocal arrangement, because then what you do is you try to the vocals. Sometimes they're all singing at the same time, but sometimes they're singing background parts, and that on Mudra.
like words and music.
Yeah,
is a
words
good
and music would
example.
be an example, but that one, Mudra, there are places where there's a lead and then background parts, so it's not always just straight out everyone singing all at the same time.
Excellent. Well, let's check it out. Peter Sprague and Kevyn Lettau are joining me in studio today. Peter's new disc is called Ocean in Your Eyes. He's going to be playing Jazz Live San Diego next Tuesday, June 24th. And from the new disc, this is called Mudra on the New Jazz Thing, Jazz 88.3.
Good, man.
I love singing this one.
I love this one too. This is just the band, the group sounds so good on it.
I learned Lisa's part because it's so fun to sing that inside part. It just gives me goosebumps.
Yeah.
With our breath, there is space within the sound. When I look into you, I see how it's begun. From the warmth of the touch of your fingertips to the blaze of an inner sun.
Vince, the title of the CD comes from the lyric that's in the next stanza. That's how we got the title.
I saw that.
By post?
Yeah, your post about that.
I got some good people not getting it. but
Really?
Yeah, it's really great.
Making guesses all
Yeah,
over the
it was
place.
fun.
When I look into you, the ocean in your eyes.
Yeah, there it is.
We slide through a swirl of 1,000 things to the sweetness. Is that a quartet or is it?
That's 4. All 4 singing the same note. Those voices are cool. They're really illegal, sort of the way they Well, they're like Russell. They remind me of Russell Ferrante kind of this kind of thing where there's a cluster at the bottom and that rock.
It would be cool if we could have a vocal run through before, just to try to get things tight, you know? 'Cause
Yeah. Well, I'm also going to bring my own monitors. So, okay.
Jazz 88.3 and the new jazz thing. Music there from Ocean in Your Eyes, the new release from San Diego's own Peter Sprague, featuring a whole host of vocalists on this new one. The tune Mudra is what we're listening to there. And Peter Sprague and Kevyn Lettau, one of the vocalists on the disc, are joining us this evening here on the new jazz thing. Thanks again for hanging out with us tonight.
Thank you.
So you've got the Jazz Live San Diego coming up. I was reading that you had already done one CD release for this up at the Museum of Making Music, and that it was a very successful event. Tell us a little bit about the repertoire, what you're going to be doing here in San Diego at Jazz Live San Diego.
Well, we had a great concert up there at the Museum of Making Music, and we basically, I'm pretty sure we just played the whole body of music from the album, and there's a nice balance, I think, in the album in terms of jazz tunes, Brazilian. That piece you just heard was just kind of folky. Mm-hmm. We even have a funk section in this one bebop tune where Leonard starts singing "I Wish." So it's a nice program. So I'm thinking, I'm not sure exactly the length of our Jazz Live event, but
Yeah, it's about 90 minutes.
yeah. So maybe there'll be a time to add a few other things, and we do have the way the balance is there's some songs that the whole group, everyone sings at the same time, and then we have features. So like Kevyn has a couple of features, Leonard has, each of the singers has a couple of features. Mm-hmm. But it's all vocal tunes, and these vocalists are amazing. They just sing in harmony, these illegal harmonies that only they can pull out.
Illegal harmonies.
Yeah, well, like if you were to look at them on a music theory textbook, it would be breaking the law.
Well, so then before we close out with another tune live here in the studio, Peter, tell us a little bit about what other things you're working on. You've always got a lot going on, and this is a new release, and I'm sure you're excited to be playing this music. But I know that you've, I'm sure, got other things happening with you and your studio and all the other projects. Tell us a little bit about what you've got going on.
I do. Well, I have a really busy studio life. My studio, I have a lot of projects that I record and produce for other people. So right now there's a wonderful gal named Terry Kroll that's making a jazz CD, and then I'm doing a CD for another woman named Kathy who is making a lullaby CD.
Nice.
So these are ones that I played on and I'm producing. So I have that going. Always a lot of gigs, and I'm doing a little touring. I still work with Diane Reeves, and we're going to the Caribbean this summer to play there, and we're going to Buenos Aires and Taipei, and then we're playing Lincoln Center again next towards Christmas time. So it's a busy time, and then for recording of my own projects, I have a long list. In fact, the last couple weeks back, we played a Cream. We did all Cream music, jazz versions of which I kind of arranged, and I really want to record that. But that is behind a list of we want to do all Beatles music, and all these little projects. So there's not enough time.
So where can folks find out more about your music and what's going on?
Yeah, my website is the best place,
Right.
and it's petersprague.com, and there's a schedule there. If you want to sign up for my email list, I send out something every week. I know you're on it, and that lets people know where we're playing, and that's kind of fun. And I know Kevyn has a nice website, KevynLettau.com, and all of her goings on, and she's got a new recording that she did, and you have another one you're getting ready to do with Russell Ferrante.
Tell us a little bit about that. I think I saw a little bit about that. What have you been doing, Kevyn?
Well, unfortunately, my mother passed away from throat cancer 6 months ago, and I was taking care of her,
That's
a
a very
lot.
that's a very
a
big
lot
thing to
for
do.
almost a year and a half.
Mhm.
And honestly, I've just been trying to recover from that.
Right.
And my mom's favorite thing in the world was music and singing. And so my dear friend Russell Ferrante wrote 10 arrangements for me of my mom's favorite songs.
Neat.
And
Nice.
we're going to record. It's going to be called Music for Mom. And we were actually going to record it a few months ago, and I just wasn't ready.
Right.
I just wasn't ready emotionally. You know, it's a big blow. It's a big blow because, you know, probably a lot of people can relate to this. You know, you love your mother so much, but there's so much history, and it was a hard childhood. And my father left when I was young, and things were hard and complicated. And my mom, you know, everybody's got their story.
Right.
But so then, you know, when that person dies, it's not only that you're grieving the loss, but you're also, there's a word for it, a clinical word, where you're like, you feel guilty because you feel kind of mad too. You know, it's pretty complicated.
Right.
So I'm still, you know, I'm not quite ready to make that recording. We rehearsed, we did a beautiful concert in LA, we had everything ready to go, and then when it came down to it, it was just,
Right.
I'm just not ready yet.
Well, hopefully the music that you're doing with Peter and
Yeah,
other
it
things
helps.
are going to
Yeah,
help and
yeah.
help you heal.
Thanks.
So then let's close with another tune, and this is something from the disc, but we're going to hear it live. Tell us a little bit about what we're going to hear.
Well, you guys all know the great Charles McPherson, and he's the inspiration for this song. And I got, when he first moved to town, he was, and he's still a mentor for me. He's just a hero, but he was so helpful with me. I played in his group, and he had me play on a record, and that record led to me getting a record deal of my own, and so I just love him to death. And I wrote this song called Chanting with Charles, and the lyric for this one is by a guy named Gary Schaefer, and it's a funny lyric. I mean, because, well, you'll hear it, but there's a little tie-in with Bach, because Charles was always telling me, he's saying, Peter, yeah, study Charlie Parker and all this, but, you know, Bach was one of the greatest beboppers ever. He just didn't have Philly Joe Jones and Paul Chambers in his band. So this is called Chanting with Charles. This is a funny little tune. I like this one.
Peter Sprague and Kevyn Lettau here. Peter Sprague is going to be playing at Jazz Live San Diego. His new disc is Ocean in Your Eyes, right here on the New Jazz Thing, Jazz 88.3.
You should have been there yesterday. Your sax lit the way, clean lines convey, McPherson's way. I was chanting with Charles. That cat's real smooth, ain't no one disapprove. We tuned him up and played some charts before it grew late. Can't hesitate to say he's great. Charles can do it all. That cat can play beyond all comprehension. McPherson said that Bob was here to listen to, for lines was way beyond his time in phrasing. Bob really wrote bebop, if you can believe that. The rope was a nightcap, they played it for fat cats. Playing with McPherson gave me new ways to see. Humility will set you free. You can play for kings, but think like Bob. Learn lots of things, chanting with Charles. Yeah. 4 lines was way beyond his time in phrasing. Bob really wrote bebop, if you can believe that. Baroque was a nightcap, he played it for Fat Cat. Playing with McPherson gave me new ways to see. Humility will set you free. You can play for kings, but think like Bob. I learned some things chanting with Charles. Chant with Charles.
Jazz 88.3 and the New Jazz Thing. It's music there from Peter Sprague with Kevyn Lettau on vocals. That's a live version of Chanting with Charles from Peter Sprague's new release, Ocean in Your Eyes. Peter is playing a CD release party with all kind of vocalists, including Leonard Patton, Lisa Hightower, Kevyn Lettau, and more, at Jazz Live San Diego, Tuesday, June 24th. The replay of the interview with Peter and Kevyn will be up in the Jazz 88 Speakeasy, and we'll link to it from tonight's blog post out on the jazz88.org blog. You can find that at jazz88.org. Continuing on with new music from the Manhattan School of Music Jazz Philharmonic Orchestra. The new disc is called the Symphonic Ellington, and it's our second New Jazz giveaway of the evening. I'm going to give you a chance to pick this up in just a few moments, right here from the Queen's Suite. This is Sunset and the Mockingbird on the New Jazz Thing, Jazz 88.3.
Good job, you guys.
Excellent, way to go.
That
Nicely
really was
done.
smooth.